Daily Show. Flora, Sheila in the studio. It's been a while.
Hey, it has. Since the fall.
How's everybody doing?
We're good. How are you doing?
Busy.
Yeah, I know you're busy. I know you're busy.
We are almost, we're getting close to the, fun parts of going on our honeymoon, the wedding, and all that stuff.
I heard about that, yeah. Wonderful.
It's going to be fun, but man, we are just, we're at the finish line here to get all this stuff done.
It's just having fun with it all. It goes so fast.
Well, it does, and we're having fun, but I'm the worst procrastinator in the world. So, the things that I needed to do months ago, I'm like, they weren't going anywhere,
But you got them done.
No.
Oh, well.
We're getting there. We're baby steps,
Yeah.
one day
He's
at
creating.
a time. That's right.
He's being creative.
Well, every time you guys come on, it's really cool to, gain perspectives and see what you are doing for the community. And, through the Eckankar Society, there's a new perspective on spiritual living that's going to be presented by them. And it's about the art of spirituality. It's going to be Thursday, April the 2nd, 1 p.m. at RiverBend Yoga. That's just right down the road, 100 West 3rd Street. And
this week.
Wow. We're
already April. Thursday.
Now you are making me nervous. I got 26 days. The free 1-hour workshop, and that's what I love about this. It's always free. It's titled Fulfilling Your God-Given Potential, Discover Your Place in Creation, which is going to be really, I think, a profound topic to go really and explore. And you're going to share stories, and you're going to ask questions, offer insights, and try an easy spiritual exercise to help find the next step on your own journey home to God. And what I love about this, you've been on the show for a couple years. Mm-hmm. It's not about really picking a denomination. It's really just enhancing your own, spiritual wellness. And I'm glad we're back here again to talk about it. Did I get it all in there?
You got it all in there. Almost. Eckankar is pretty vast. You didn't mention the Hughes song.
Oh, that's right.
But that is a part of the spiritual exercise. So you did say spiritual exercise.
Well, and I love this, though. I think it's great that every year around this time you guys are doing these free workshops and opportunities, because it's a great chance to really kind of take pause before the summer starts to take shape and we're on vacation every other day and the kids are out or doing something.
Yeah, that's true.
And really just to come and connect and take me through, before we talk about the different topics, this one, how this all came together through Eckankar Society and all the great things that kind of made this event what it is.
Well, I'll start. Eckankar, people ask us, like we've been at colleges, just giving out information, and they say, well, what is Eckankar? And it's like Eckankar, we have this, it is a religion, mm-hmm. but it is mostly opening your heart and help. It's tools and resources to open your heart more to whatever path you're on. Like you said, mm-hmm. There's no pressure, there's nothing. It's just this gift of love. Eckankar itself is an ancient word, Sanskrit word that means co-worker with God. And so E-C-K, which is an offshoot of Eckankar, or it's before Eckankar actually, stands for the Holy Spirit.
Wow. And
we all have that. Mm-hmm. We all have every answer we would ever want inside each one of us. And what Eckankar does is gives us resources, tools, spiritual exercises like the Hughes song. Anybody of any path, religion, faith, denomination, whatever, can use that Hughes song to illuminate, to inspire them in their own path, whatever that would be.
Well, and really that's where I just think it's perfect for, everyone, really. That's whether it's finding yourself again, or if you're lost, or, kind of just need some help, or if you're someone that's everything's going great, and you just kind of need to hit the check marks too and make sure that we're still doing all the things that we need. It really fits both parts of that journey, I feel.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing to develop my full spiritual potential? I'm happy where I am right now. Is there something else I need to do to move forward, and that's what the spiritual exercises help us recognize, what's that spark within us that's going to illuminate
Fantastic.
this corner of my little world.
It's really that help that you talked about is 24/7.
Yeah.
We have that help. every soul, we're all soul. We've talked about that before. Soul is eternal. It's unique. It's creative. It is a spark of God. Yeah. That always, we are that. So we always have that available. Now, the mind gets into worry, the emotions get into worry. Spiritual exercise helps us to get back. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be on this roller coaster.
Yeah.
That we're not going to have experiences, because that's what it's all about, to have experiences in this school of life.
Well, and I think it just really, that's where I think the group comes into play so much too, because no matter what, denomination you're practicing, or even if you don't believe, whatever you have going
agnostic.
On in life.
We had a student that was agnostic. I'm not sure. And I said, well, you're an agnostic, which is great.
Well, and that's, I think it's really one of those things where if you don't have that kind of the wall put up, where it's really just about, like we keep going back to, finding it within oneself, which I completely agree with you. We all have, that capability.
Access.
Yeah, just unlocking it and figuring out how to, really overcome our own obstacles. And
I like you said that, overcome our own obstacles, because it is, we set up those obstacles.
Oh, 100%.
We may blame them on other people, but to me, in Eckankar, we say, well, that's the victim consciousness.
Yeah.
Everything's happened. That's that quote that is in this book and one of the artworks, because there's so much beauty in this little book, and I'll bring you one next time. I figured you were so busy now. I don't think you'll be able to, but it's this book is great.
Well, and I think too, it's no different than what I think, being a kid and you have a history test, and if you don't study for the test, you're going to be real nervous about it, and you're going to be blaming everything else.
That's a good example.
But if you study for it, when I was a kid, I was excited to take the test because you were prepared and you can brag to your parents or whatever, hey, look what I got on my test. It's all about how you prepare, how you work on things to change your perspective.
And you can still get things wrong.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But you're better off for learning. You go, oh, that's one thing I have to work on.
Yeah.
More to learn.
100% over. And, take me through the last group setting that we were in. And what you guys thought was the biggest takeaway from the people that attended?
I think the biggest takeaway was we talked a lot about people's own spiritual experiences and helping people to validate what they were going through. That it was spiritual.
Yeah.
That it is a door, that it was opening, and giving people the spiritual exercise. Most, I would say all, really enjoyed the Hughes song we played.
Well, and I think, too, it's great to have these conversations because, how many times do you really get to be in an environment to where you can truly, freely share what you're feeling, and really explore that? Because I think that...
Not be afraid that you're going to be judged.
Yeah, and I think that that's really an important step for a lot of people until you become really comfortable with where you're at, with whatever, spiritual side you take or whatever you do. It's really, I think, great to have that security there where you can truly explore that without the hurdles of like a societal pressure or whatever you feel from an external thought process there.
I found it sad in a way. It was heartening that some would show up and want the answers from outside themselves.
Yeah.
They wanted us to give them a spiritual pill, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you said, you have to do the studying. The teacher's not going to come and take your test for you. We can share stories, like you said, insights, but you have to want it for yourself. You have to look within and learn and trust. Yeah. Trust that you have that guidance inside.
And one of the things with the spiritual teachers in Eckankar and in many paths, their purpose is to unlock that God knowledge within you, because we all have it. It's like, what can I do? I have a burning bush inside me, if you will, what can I do to recognize that spark and make it glow,
Right.
So.
Well, and it's, it really is going back into those things where we're going into that test analogy again. You aren't going to get every question right, but sometimes it just takes doing it,
And when you get it 100%, you go, whoo, it's like, whoa, celebrate.
And then when you get 100%, you want to learn even more, and then you realize
what's next.
Yeah, and I think that's really important too, is the fact that I just think it's great that you have those opportunities where you can really explore it, and instead of asking, what can, Google tell me today, or what can this experienced, individual tell me about, topic A, B, or C, you just do it. You gotta identify it, which is why we're here, or why you show up, or why you're getting help or talking this through. But you gotta apply it to yourself. You can't just go, well, that was great knowledge, I'll come back next week
and trust.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing's trust, because I think a lot of us just can't trust ourselves to do it.
Trust soul. And, in Eckankar, when you talked about the Eck masters, masters are teachers that just want to help unlock this.
Spiritual guides.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're available to anybody of any path, but you also have your own. Some people follow Christ, other people Buddha, some their grandfather.
Yeah.
They have that memory.
Yeah.
But these are all matrices, and then we have the Eck masters. They're matrices for the light and sound, which is divine love. And we all have that. We're all that spark, that atom of divine love of God. And it is just asking for help. That's the other thing, is the ability to ask.
Yeah.
And some friends who aren't Eckists, that's a student of Eckankar, they said, well, I can ask God. I said, well, then ask God.
Yeah.
I said, try it, experiment. Just ask for help, and then be open to what comes. And it's amazing, the gift. And I also add, it helps to sing Hugh, because that is a higher vibratory word that connects with God.
Well, and I think, whatever, like, I keep going back to, it doesn't matter if you're, Catholic, Christian, Jewish, or if you're a Buddhist, whatever religion. I think all this really comes back to, I think it helps amplify what you practice.
I like that
You
word.
know what because you can't, to me, a lot of this is so internal when it comes to specific religions.
It's all internal.
Yeah, and not saying, it's not all with it, but what I'm saying is you need to have this within yourself and have the tools to really...
There's a balance.
Yeah.
There's a definite balance.
Yeah, you take the inner to the outer,
Yeah. By saying it's all internal, I'm just saying it's a choice.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's what you hit it perfectly there. I'm glad, because that's what I was trying to get at. It's the choices, because whatever your religion says about, external, internal, doesn't matter. You still have to become the best,
version of whatever that is.
100%, and I think that this really goes back to the, amplifying of that, and really making sure that, and even if it's not a religion, just being a better human being for yourself.
Exactly. That's what it says here I'm just going to read this, because it says the highest truth is not written in any book, it's written in your heart.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. And then it says, be yourself. This is one of my favorite quotes that is in Eckankar. It says, and this was written by Harold Klimp, an Eck master, and he said, my definition of a true spiritual path is one that does good in the world. It tries to find ways to help people be themselves. It does not try to shape people to be what we think they should be. That's huge. Then break spiritual or man-made laws to accomplish that. That's control. That's not love. The sign of a good spiritual path is that it helps people grow to become more godlike, to be capable of more love and mercy for themselves as well as for others.
Yeah. It ties it in perfectly, really, to everything we've been talking about here. And I think it goes right into this on April the 2nd, which is Thank you for reminding me this Thursday.
This week.
Wow. 1 p.m. right there at RiverBend Yoga. That's 100 West 3rd Street, a couple doors down. Right next to the new bakery, too, that just opened up. That is fantastic if you haven't tried
There's
that.
a lot of things opening up.
It looks good. And that corridor is looking great again. And you guys can be a part of this. It's fulfilling your God-given potential. Discover your place in creation. And this is that free 1-hour workshop, the first installment of it at 1 p.m. Thursday, April the 2nd. Thursday, May the 14th. At 1 p.m., that's the second one, and we'll be back to talk about that as well. That'll be Explore the Reality of Spiritual Experiences, Find Your Own Proof the Easy Way, and then Thursday, June the 4th at 1 p.m., Finding Your Life's Purpose. What's your specific reason for coming into this lifetime? And it's all part of the Eckankar, The Art of Spirituality, a new perspective.
Yeah. And everybody would get a new guest.
Really cool.
Because we'll use it all 3 times.
Well, and before we let you go now as we head into Thursday, I can't believe we've already talked for 20 minutes. We just fly by when it comes.
You're easy to talk to.
So are you guys too. I mean, it's really insightful. What's your thoughts, just about heading into this? Do you hope, what do you hope to get out of the group yourselves? And then who do you think this group would be perfect for? Just because you've had the opportunity to be a part of these groups now for a little bit, have you found the kind of perfect niche or vibe, if you will, of the room?
I think anyone. Yeah, seriously.
No, seriously, because it's different all the time, CJ.
It's just like, one day your grandma might go, wait, I'm not really sure that I believe everything I've been told. I'm going to look a little bit deeper, or children or teens growing up.
Teens,
teens are very inquisitive.
Young adults.
And kids can teach us so much, but not that they're going to walk in, but they might.
You never know.
Everybody is soul.
Right.
Soul to soul, no matter what age, baby, 2, 3, 4, 35, 85, 100, 105, however you make it, everyone's soul.
Yeah.
And we have that opportunity to do that. And if you read the quote that follows, because all of these are artwork, it's a beautiful book of artwork and quotes. And the quote for this time is your golden contract. It has this beautiful golden heart.
Oh, yeah, that is beautiful.
Beautiful golden heart. And it says your golden contract. This is the golden contract that every encounter, now this is for everybody, no matter whether you believe it or not, the golden contract, we all have it. And that's becoming aware of what that is. That every encounter, without exception, is there to move soul along spiritually on its way back home to God. That's every encounter, every event, without exception. The good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, the inspirational. It's all spiritual experience.
Yeah. And I just think it's really good topics to explore, especially this time of the year and really heading into the summer and after Easter wraps up and all of that, or as we head into Easter this first time too, if we celebrate that, and if not, just to really kind of reflect this next couple of weeks is perfect too.
You've got a lot coming up on your path.
I do.
Next time we see you, which is, I think will come on May 13th, which is the day before our next event. You'll be an old married man by then.
I will be fresh back from my hunt. I'm taking 2 weeks off. I am.
Oh, excellent.
We're going. So we're gonna be coming back. I think I'll be 4 days into the show at that point.
Oh, well, that'll be wonderful.
Freshly
He'll be
sunburned.
glowing.
Hey, real quick too. There's also these opportunities via. Zoom. You Are the Light, Saturday, April the 18th at 11 a.m. Can you fill me in on this real quick?
Yes. They're talks by the living Eckmaster, Sri Doug Coonan. And we've already had one. These are different seminar talks that he's done. They're half an hour. One is like 16 or 17 minutes. And then after the talk, he talks on a certain topic. Then we have an open discussion like we do at the yoga center. But what's nice about the Zoom, if somebody doesn't want to come in person and they'd rather do it on their computer, or there's a phone-in information, they can go to the
Eckankar website.
Illinois.org, and there's Soul Adventures events, and they just click on that and pick what they want, and they'll get the the information.
Fantastic. I just think it's a really good opportunity and always good to really work on our own self, and regardless of, like I said, it's just for everybody on this, and I think it's a great thing that you two do, and I can't wait to see you next month.
I can't wait to see you either, CJ.
We'll take a quick break, and hopefully I'll probably have most of my hair by then still. Or 8:36, we're going to come back and chat it up with Hainer Library, get all the details coming down the pipeline in April and all the fun that's cooking in the library district. You stay there, and I'll be here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV.